Now, good morning, and thanks for everyone who's on the call and those of you that are in the courtroom, and it's really good to see everybody out there again. Love the fact that we're getting back to normal. I'm going to recognize Commissioner Bailey to introduce our pastor this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Pastor Jesse, you want to come head this way? Yes, sir. So we're going to introduce here Mr. Jason Dillon, Pastor Jason Dillon, and he is at Parkway Church here in Madison, Mississippi. So I appreciate you coming and joining us today. I think this is a good opportunity. There are a few folks that I've heard speak with the passion and conviction that you have when you share the word, and so being shortly, just after what many consider the holiest day of the year here on this good earth, we're glad to have you here to share that word with us. I know there's a lot of opportunities. I'm certainly one of those. Got a lot of shortcomings. First to admit that. So I appreciate the blessings you bring to this commission today to help us make wise decisions going forward and share the good word with us. And you come up to the front.
Yes, sir. We're going to pray today and thank God for the opportunity to pray. So if you'll bow your heads, Father, in the beautiful name of Jesus, that all-powerful name, God, that we are saved by, I pray today for these proceedings that are about to commence, that your spirit would settle into this room, that your spirit would influence us even before we make a decision. God, I pray that you would go before these precious men that are in a place of service to the state of Mississippi, that God, you would give them wisdom to discern what is right, that God, you would give them the courage to make decisions, God, that ultimately would bless the state of Mississippi and answer to your desires and your design. God, I thank you that we had the privilege to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. God, we are so thankful for the sacrifice that he made on our behalf. I pray today that we would give ourselves to pursuing after you with all of our hearts. You said in your word that we are not to trust our own understanding, leaning not to our own understanding, but to trust in the Lord with all of our heart, acknowledging you in all of our ways. So today, God, we acknowledge you. Today, God, we ask you to come into this room, God, to be sovereign, to be God, to be Lord over us, in us. And God, I thank you for what you're going to accomplish today. We give this day and the discussions that are about to commence, we give it to you in the beautiful name of Jesus. And would everybody say amen?
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Okay, we're going to get started straight with the consent docket, with an adoption proposed consent docket for April 2021 meeting of the commission. Do we have a motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on to the energy agenda. Discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2018 UN 205, Entergy Mississippi LLC, Entergy Mississippi LLC Vegetation Management Rider, Schedule VM-1. Ms. Meyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. On February 1st, Entergy filed the annual update to its Vegetation Management Rider, Schedule VM-1. The VM-1 schedule was established by a commission order in December of 2019 to recover Entergy's vegetation management O&M costs. In 2020, Entergy trimmed approximately 3,600 line miles at a cost of approximately $23.2 million. For 2021, Entergy plans to maintain its overall level of planned spending for vegetation management with an estimated $19 million spend on distribution vegetation and an estimated $4 million spend on transmission vegetation. The proposed residential factor will increase from 0.001838 per kilowatt hour to 0.002485 per kilowatt hour. The factor increase is mainly due to an under recovery of $7.1 million in 2020 due to the VM-1 factor not billing until the second quarter of 2020. Approval of the proposed factor will increase a 1,000 kilowatt hour residential customers' bill by approximately 65 cents per month. Staff has reviewed the filing along with its supporting documentation and verifies that the filing is in compliance with their approved VM1 rider schedule. Staff recommends approval.
Okay, do I have any questions?
I move we approve.
All right, have a second?
Second on that, and I think, this certainly, the events of February certainly highlighted the importance of vegetation management. I know this represents a slight increase in rates, but certainly visibility into spending and the timely oversight, continues to highlight the importance of vegetation management along our right-of-ways and our distribution and transmission system. So I want to second that motion.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll move on to number 2, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2021 UA24 Atmos Energy Mississippi Gas application to expand its certificated area in Montgomery County, Mississippi, and for approval of a special contract, Muir Sawmill Winona Incorporated project. Ms. Myrick.
Thank you. On January 27th, Atmos filed an application for extension and enlargement of its certificated area in Montgomery County and for approval of a special contract. The proposed service area addition is adjacent to the company's existing service area and will allow Atmos to serve Muir Sawmill facility along with providing service to the existing and future need for gas service in the area. The Muir facility, once operational, will employ about 150 to 175 people and have the ability to produce 350 million board feet of lumber annually. Atmos plans to fund the project through the Supplemental Growth Program, which allows the company to invest up to $5 million per year to extend service to projects that would otherwise not be economically feasible for the company to fund. The estimated cost of the project is $4 million, and these costs will be spread over fiscal years 2021 and 2022. Atmos does not expect that the cost will exceed the $5 million supplemental growth budget approved for the program in either year. The project will result in no additional rate impact since the amount of the supplemental growth budget is already included in rate base. Staff has reviewed the filing and has confirmed that the contract meets the requirements of the special contract, including that it contains a competitive price to attract and retain the customer, that the revenues received by Atmos from the contract will provide a positive contribution margin above its incremental cost of service, which benefits Atmos' other retail customers. Based on its analysis of the filing, staff finds that the project is consistent with other approved projects the company's supplemental growth program. Staff recommends approval of the expanded certificated area, the special contract with Muir, and the facilities extension necessary to serve Muir, contingent upon the company filing its plans and specifications and environmental permits, if any, with the commission once available but before construction on the project begins.
Okay, do I have any questions?
Move we approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 3 is discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2021 UN 29 Mississippi Power Company notice of filing its ad valorem tax adjustment factor for April 2021 through March 2022, 2021 ATA filing. Ms. Myrick.
Thank you. On February 12th, Mississippi Power filed its annual ad valorem tax adjustment factor. The ATA factor recovers or refunds any difference between the ad valorem taxes included in the company's rate and those actually paid. The proposed factor will increase from 0.005525 cents per kilowatt hour to 0.00940 cents per kilowatt hour. Approval of the proposed factor will increase a 1,000 kilowatt hour residential customer's bill by approximately $3.88 per month. The increase in the factor results from the following. Ad valorem taxes as a whole increased by approximately 13%. Also in the past, certain ad valorem taxes were embedded in the company's formula rate plan and not included in the ATA rider. During the 2019 rate case, staff and the company stipulated that beginning in 2021, all ad valorem taxes embedded in PEP would be moved to the ATA rider. This is the first ATA filing since the rate case was approved by the Commission. Therefore, a significant portion of the increase is due to the move of ad valorem taxes from base rate to the ATA rider. Additionally, forecasted sales declined over the period by approximately 7%, so there are fewer determinants to spread the cost over. Staff has reviewed the filing along with its supporting documentation. Staff verifies that the filing is in compliance with the approved ATA rider schedule. Staff recommends approval.
All right, do I have any questions?
No question.
All right, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving to telecommunications agenda, number 1, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2020 UA027, Fusion Connect Incorporated, Fusion LLC, and Fusion Cloud Services, joint application of Fusion Connect Incorporated, Fusion LLC, Fusion Cloud Services LLC for consent to a transaction that will result in a material change to the ownership and control of authorized telecommunications carriers. Ms. Denmark.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This application is for a transaction where Fusion will issue additional shares of Fusion Connect to certain lenders. As a result, no individual or entity will hold a majority interest in any of the Fusion companies. Fusion currently operates in Mississippi as 3 entities: Fusion Connect Incorporated, Fusion LLC, and Fusion Cloud Services. The transaction will not result in changes to rates, terms, or conditions for any of the existing customers. This non-streamlined petition was filed with the FCC in docket WC 2044 on February 13th, 2020, and was approved by the FCC on February 25th, 2021. Staff has reviewed the petition and recommends approval.
Okay, any questions? Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to number 2, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2021 UA040 Matrix Telecom LLC joint petition of Lingo Communications LLC, Matrix Telecom LLC, and B. Riley Principal Investments LLC for approval of proposed changes in control of licensee, including the transfer of indirect control of the licensee to transferee. The transaction, Ms. Denmark.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This petition is intended to replace the transaction in docket 2019 UA227, which was not consummated due to circumstances beyond the company's control. The proposed transaction is a transfer of indirect control where B. Riley Principal will acquire the outstanding debt of Lingo Management from Garrison. No assignment of licenses, certificates of public convenience, assets, or customers will occur as a consequence of this transaction. The transaction will also not trigger a change in rates, terms, or conditions for customers. This transaction was filed with the FCC in docket WC 1221 for streamlined consideration and was approved on March 1st, 2021. Staff has reviewed the petition and recommends approval.
Okay, do we have any questions?
Move we approve.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 3, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2020 UA216 East Mississippi Connect LLC, amended application of East Mississippi Connect LLC for designation as an eligible telecommunications carrier. Ms. Denmark.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. East Mississippi Connect LLC was a winning bidder in FCC Auction 904, which was the Rural Digital Opportunity Fund. East Mississippi Connect was awarded $38.6 million of support over 10 years for 13,535 locations in 1,620 census blocks. Data requests were propounded by the staff, and responses were received on February 17th, 2021. Staff has reviewed the petition, and we recommend approval.
Okay, you have any questions?
Question.
Move we approve.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 4, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2020 UA 217 Delta Fiber LLC application of Delta Fiber for designation as an eligible telecommunications center. Ms. Denmark.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Delta Fiber LLC was also a winning bidder in auction 904, or the Rural Digital Opportunity Fund. Delta Fiber was awarded $46.9 million of support over 10 years for 10,465 locations in 1,956 census blocks. We propounded data requests to Delta Fiber, and the responses were received by the staff on February 22nd, 2021. We reviewed the petition and we recommend approval.
Okay, any questions?
Move we approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 5, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2021 UA 04 Connect LLC, application of Connect for designation as an eligible telecommunications carrier. Ms. DeMar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Connect was also a winning bidder in FCC auction 904. Data requests were propounded by the staff to Connexon as well, and responses were received on February 23rd, 2021. Staff reviewed the petition and we recommend approval.
Is there any questions about Connexon? Had to say it right.
Move we approve.
All right, do we have a second?
Got a second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. We're going to move to number 6, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2021 UA 06 4 County Fiber LLC, petition for eligible telecommunications carrier designation. Mr. Mark.
Thank you. 4 County Fiber LLC was a winner in the Rural Digital Opportunity Fund. 4 County Fiber was awarded $35.6 million of support over 10 years for 12,343 locations in 1,572 census blocks. Data requests were propounded by the staff and received on February 23rd of 2021. Staff has reviewed the petition and recommends approval.
Okay, any questions?
Move we approve.
Second.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Now, we're going to move on to the water and sewer agenda, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2020 UN 210, Thaxton Hills Utilities LLC, approving initial rates. Ms. Taylor?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The order before the commission, if approved, will establish initial rates and charges for the sewage disposal service provided by Thaxton Hills Utility LLC within its certificated area, which is located within Pontotoc County. The commission has jurisdiction over this matter. Thaxton Hills is a public utility within the definition of Mississippi Code annotated 7733D4. The commission issued to Thaxton Hill a certificate of public convenience and necessity for its sewage disposal service in docket number 2020 UA 14. On December 22nd, 2020, the town filed its notice of intent requesting approval of its proposed tariff for the provision of its sewer disposal service. The tariff includes a flat monthly sewer rate for residential customers of $37. The rate would enable Thaxton Hills to meet its reasonable expenses and furnish reasonably adequate sewer disposal service to its customers. The proposed revised tariff is attached to this order as Exhibit A. The public utility staff conducted a full investigation and recommends approval of the proposed tariff. Due in proper notice, the pendency of this proceeding has been given. No interventions, objections, protests, or comments have been filed in this docket. Based on the staff's investigation and recommendation, the commission should find that the proposed tariff, including the rates and charges, are fair, just, and reasonable, and approve the proposed tariff in accordance with and subject to the provisions of this order.
All right, do we have any questions?
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 2, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2021 UN 018, Town of Myrtle, order approving notice of intent filing. Ms. Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The order before the commission approves changes in the town of Myrtle's tariff, including an increase in the monthly water rates and certain charges applicable to customers served by the town outside of the 1-mile corridor. The commission has jurisdiction over this matter as the town is a public utility within the definition of Mississippi Code annotated and was issued a certificate of public convenience and necessity in docket 2017 UA 332 to provide water service within a specified area of Union County lying more than 1 mile beyond the town's limits. On January 8th, 2021, the town filed its notice of intent requesting, among other things, to increase its monthly water rate. The increase is system-wide and includes those customers under the jurisdiction of the commission. The proposed rate change drops the volume of water provided at the monthly rate of $24 from 3,000 gallons to 2,000 gallons for all customers. Based upon the average consumption, a jurisdictional customer's water charge will increase approximately $3.50 per month. The town also requests approval of a $2.15 per month tank fee to be charged to cover the cost of maintenance on Tank 2. This fee will not be assessed until the tank is in service. Altogether, a jurisdictional customer's monthly bill will, if approved, increase on average $5.64 a month. The proposed revised tariff is attached to the order as Exhibit A. The public utility staff conducted a full investigation and recommends approval of the tariff, including the proposed water rate increase. During the investigation, the town advised the staff of its intent to and progress towards refunding all deposits held by the town for customers under the commission's jurisdiction. The proposed order includes a requirement that the town certify completion of these refunds by making a filing with the commission. The proposed tariff changes are necessary for system maintenance and to otherwise ensure reasonably adequate water service to the town's customers, including those customers under the commission's jurisdiction. Due and proper notice of the pendency of this proceeding has been given. No interventions, objections, protests, or comments have been filed in the docket. Based on the staff's investigation, the commission should find that the proposed water rate increase is fair, just, and reasonable, and approve the proposed tariff in accordance with and subject to the provisions of this order.
Any questions?
I got a question, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
Ms. Taylor, can you answer, I read the memo on that, and if you can't answer it, maybe Director Doty or whoever needs to answer it. The tank fee issue and that being a line item, is that, I don't know that I've come across us line iteming a maintenance issue or a rate-based item. I mean, normally those things are rolled into into the base rates. And I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just trying to understand. I represent those people in Myrtle, and I know the question's going to come up if that's line itemed out on the bill rather than into. So I don't know who wants to answer that. Just what's the justification? What is the reasoning behind that?
Well, I think that they had, I mean, it's not going to be initially assessed. I think they're going to wait until it's in.
But when it does come online, though, are the people going to get their water bill and it's going to say tank fee, $2 and whatever?
I'm going to call on, I believe we have Ron Brewer or Patricia on the phone who might could answer that. Maybe.
Maybe.
Mr. Chairman, just keep things moving. I move we set this aside to the next month.
Yeah, I'll check on that.
Okay.
Commissioner, and get that back.
All right, we'll
Let you know.
table that. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna table that and come back to it if we get an answer.
If y'all good with it.
I
Let's
think,
get it.
well, if they find out, we'll just bring it back up.
We can bring it back up.
Yeah, okay.
Bring it back up next month, fine. I don't think it's that timely. Okay.
All right, now we're gonna move on to the administrative agenda. Discussion and possible action regarding approval of commission's minutes for December 2020, January 2021, February 2021, March 2021, term of the commission. Do I have a motion?
Move we approve.
Do I have a
Second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. On number 2, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order establishing docket to investigate the membership of Entergy Mississippi LLC in the Mid-Continent Independent Transmission Operator. Mr. Carr?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, Commissioners. On November 15, 2012, the Commission approved Entergy Mississippi and the Mid-Continent Independent System Operator, or MISO's, joint application to transfer functional control of Entergy's transmission facilities to MISO, subject to certain conditions. As part of that order, the Commission required the company to submit annual status reports to the Commission and to the public utility staff regarding its benefits, costs, and operations under MISO. While Entergy Mississippi's analysis indicates that MISO membership has historically produced benefits for its customers, it is less clear to the Commission staff and other state commissions within MISO whether the long-term benefits of RTO membership exceed the long-term costs and commitments. The proposed order before you today establishes a new docket to investigate the long-term benefits, costs, and commitments of Entergy Mississippi's membership in MISO. The proposed order requests comments on several matters, including but not limited to potential changes to MISO's transmission planning, resource adequacy, markets, and settlement processes. In addition, the proposed order seeks comments regarding whether the company and its customers would enjoy greater net benefits and face less risk in an alternative operational environment. The proposed order establishes a 75-day deadline for comments and testimony. After comments are submitted, the commission will set additional procedural deadlines in a subsequent order. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have regarding the proposed order.
Anybody have any questions?
I've just got a comment, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Carr, for the work, and I know my colleagues on the bench up here worked on this in the last month. I think you got a good process that you've laid out. I think there's been a good bit of chatter, both in trade press mainly, related to this issue and how it relates to the disaster we saw in Texas. And I just want to say to the staff, thank you, Mr. Carr and Mr. Hammonds and those who've been involved with the work of putting this together. To clear the air, because I think I was maybe a little bit boisterous about this in the last meeting, you know, I think that there's definitely an idea that there's serious benefits related to our membership in an RTO. I think I made the motion back years ago for Entergy to join MISO. The issue that, as I understand it today, is not just that Mississippi is looking at this, that the Missouri Public Service Commission is going through the same process. And your schedule seems to be very well laid out. Your questions seem to be very well laid out. This is a timely issue for us to take up. And I just appreciate my colleagues, my fellow commissioners' work on this along with the staff to do it. And I just want to say thank you for that. I think people in Mississippi expect us to have answers on this type of stuff. And so thank you for your work. Make a motion.
Good job. All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Have a second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. On to number 3, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2020 UA 1974 County Electric Power Association, order of referral. Ms. Collier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a filing by Fort County Electric Power Association for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to construct a substation in Monroe County. And before you is an order referring this matter to Commissioner Presley.
Okay. All right, do I have any questions? Make a motion that we refer it to Commissioner Presley.
Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 4 is discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2021 UA 26 Entergy Mississippi order of referral. Ms. Collier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a filing by Entergy Mississippi for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to construct a substation in transmission facilities in DeSoto County. And before you is an order referring the matter to Commissioner Presley.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we refer it to Commissioner Presley.
And this is a motion for hearing?
It's a referral.
Referral to hearing, okay. Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 5, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed order in docket number 2021 UA 34, the Oaks Utilities order of referral. Ms. Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is an order to refer this docket to me for recommendation and report. The initial filing in this docket is a petition submitted by the Oaks Utility seeking a certificate for public convenience and necessity to provide water service in a specified area of Harrison County, Mississippi. The filing was submitted by the Oaks in accordance with my recommended order filed on January 1 of 2021 and later adopted by the Commission as filed in docket 2020 UA 55. In light of this docket's connectivity to the docket number 2020 UA 55, it makes sense for me to be appointed as hearing examiner in this related matter.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
Move approved.
You have a second?
Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, so now that wraps up those items. I want to thank everyone for being here today and being on the calls. I'm going to recess for 5 minutes before we turn around and get into our hearing agenda today. So we'll recess for 5.